For the moment, we're staying with Mumbai and the big story developing there. No more confusion, no more back and forth. The Election Commission has set the record straight on who the real Shiv Sena is. The answer is Eknath Shinde. Both the party name and the party symbol have been allocated to Eknath Shinde's faction. There has been a pitched battle, as you know, between the Shinde and Uddhav factions for the party name and, more importantly, the party symbol, the bow and arrow. The battle began after MLAs led by Eknath Shinde rebelled against Uddhav Thackeray. It was a coup. As things stand, the Shinde faction, which is now the real Shiv Sena, has the support of 40 MLAs and 12 MPs, 40 out of 55. So that's more than 76%. The Uddhav faction, meanwhile, has the support of 17 MLAs and 7 MPs. So it's clear that Eknath Shinde had the numbers. Just last month, both Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde had filed a written petition with the Election Commission. Both leaders had made their case for using the name Shiv Sena. And now the commission has made its verdict very clear. Shinde is the real Sena and Uddhav must use the name Shiv Sena, that is UBT, Shiv Sena UBT, where UBT stands for Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray. And that full form really sums up this battle, because it's not just about a name and symbol, it's about the history and legacy linked to that name and symbol. The legacy of the Thackray family and Balasaheb Thackeray himself. As you would expect, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde is very happy about the development. He's calling it a victory for democracy.
चुनाव आयोग ने जो निर्णय दिया है उसका मैं स्वागत करता हूं। ये लोकशाही का विजय है। हिंदू हृदय सम्राट बालासाहेब ठाकरे जी, धर्मवीर आनंद दिघे जी, इनके विचारों का विजय है। और मेरे साथ मैंने जो भूमिका ली, उसके साथ जो 50 विधायक और 13 सांसद, हजारों लाखों कार्यकर्ता, पदाधिकारी, शिवसैनिक, ये इनका विजय है। और इसलिए मैं चुनाव आयोग को धन्यवाद देता हूं।
बालासाहब ठाकरे जी के विचारों पर चलने वाली शिवसेना, यानी मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ जी शिंदे, इनकी शिवसेना को शिवसेना का चिन्ह धनुष्य बाण और शिवसेना का नाम मिला है। अब ओरिजिनल शिवसेना ये एकनाथ शिंदे जी की शिवसेना बनी है। मैं एकनाथ शिंदे जी का बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं। हम लोग पहले दिन से इस बारे में कॉन्फिडेंट थे, क्योंकि इलेक्शन कमीशन के अलग अलग पार्टियों के बारे में इसके पहले के अगर आप निर्णय देखेंगे तो इसी प्रकार के निर्णय उन्होंने दिए हैं।
Okay, the question is, what next? There is no denying that this is a big setback to Uddhav Thackeray and his supporters. Sanjay Raut, who belongs to the Uddhav camp, has called the Election Commission move a murder of democracy. Listen in.
लोकतंत्र बचा ही नहीं पाते। सभी ये संस्थाएं जो है इलेक्शन कमीशन से लेकर न्याय व्यवस्था, राज्य एजेंसी, सब नामजद कर बैठी है। और क्या कर सकते हैं? ये लोकतंत्र की हत्या है।
जिस बात का हमें डर था, आखिर वही फैसला आया। हम शुरू से कह रहे हैं कि चुनाव आयोग पर हमें विश्वास नहीं है, क्योंकि जब मामला सुप्रीम कोर्ट में चल रहा है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में दोनों पक्षों की तरफ से बहस अभी जारी है, कोई अंतिम निर्णय नहीं आया, लेकिन आनन फानन में चुनाव आयोग ने दर्शा दिया है कि चुनाव आयोग भाजपा का एजेंट के रूप में काम करती है, केंद्र सरकार के अधीन काम करती है।
We have our reporters who are tracking the story, but for the moment, I'm going to Vaibhav Purandare. He's a senior editor of the Times of India, joining us on the broadcast. Vaibhav, what do you make of these developments? We do understand this is a bit of a setback to the Uddhav Sena camp. They're saying they're going to be approaching the Supreme Court. But has the battle really, as far as the name and symbol concerned, is that battle over for them now?
Shreya, I don't think it's a bit of a setback for Uddhav Thackeray. I think it's a major setback for Uddhav Thackeray and his faction of the Shiv Sena, because the name Shiv Sena, as envisaged and founded by Vaibhav Thackeray in 1966, that name has been officially delinked from the Thackerays today. And I think this is a historic break, and it will have very serious repercussions. It will have immediate repercussions in Mumbai, where civic elections are due this year. Mumbai is the biggest fort of the Shiv Sena, the citadel, with a budget that exceeds 50,000 crore rupees. And if the Uddhav faction loses Mumbai, it would have lost everything. It's already lost the state government and a majority of its legislators and parliamentarians. The medium term and longer term impact is going to be the difficult task for Uddhav. It's going to be an uphill task for him to rebuild the party and to reclaim the legacy of his father, Vaibhav Thackeray. It has now been claimed by somebody else and now officially successfully claimed by someone else. So it's going to be an uphill task. It's not impossible, but it takes the identity crisis of the Uddhav Sena several levels higher than it was after the fall of the MVA government.
Okay, we leave it there, Vaibhav. Thank you very much for joining us. I do believe that you are at a private function, yet you took out the time to, give us your quick view on the tectonic developments in Maharashtra's politics this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. Introducing my other guest this evening, Rohit Chandravarkar is a senior journalist. He's with us on the broadcast. Thank you, Rohit, very much. Sameer Desai, leader of the Uddhav Shiv Sena, and Sanjay Hegde is a senior advocate. He's joining us on the broadcast. Vishwas Pathak is spokesperson of the BJP. Can I come to you first, Sameer Desai, and ask you this? Look, the Election Commission has said what the Election Commission has said. The Election Commission, in fact, if you read that 76-page order, is saying that the constitution of the Shiv Sena is undemocratic. It is designed to elect a coterie to power. They are also saying the party is akin to a fiefdom. So they have taken a clear stand. If Mr. Eknath Shinde has the numbers, then he clearly has the symbol and has the name of the party. So the Election Commission has done what it has done. Why are your leaders calling this murder of democracy? Why are they saying, and Mr. Raut is now on record to say, ye sab khokhe ka kamal hai, which means this is the miracle of money. This is money that has ensured that the Election Commission comes out with this order. Why these wild allegations?
I do not have any different views from our leader Sanjay Rautji. I believe that this verdict is bad in law, draconian, unfortunate, but an expected one. The entire nation has watched and remembered Uddhavji time and again, the party saying and asking the Election Commission not to decide on this issue till the time that the Supreme Court does not hear the entire matter. However, the Supreme Court, while the arguments are still on, the Election Commission, as expected, decided to go and decided to give a verdict which we were somewhere expecting and anticipating. I have nothing, or rather no arguments so far as the merits of the case is concerned, because now it is a matter that will be again dealt in the Supreme Court at the right and correct level. However, on this day, now that the current government has succeeded in hijacking the name and the symbol of the party, they have ensured that Modi ji had come to Mumbai twice in the last couple of months. I, as a simple Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena, challenge the incumbent government now at least to ensure that the Mumbai Municipal Corporation elections are held immediately. If they were waiting for this one decision to come. Now that they have got this two in their pocket, it is now time that they come out and announce the Mumbai municipal elections immediately. Fortunately, in democracy, the largest court, which is absolutely unmanageable, is the court of the public.
Okay.
And there we are very
Okay. So
confident.
essentially, okay, Sameer, let's get in the other point of view as well. Essentially, the Shiv Sena right now, the Uddhav Shiv Sena right now is making 2 points. They are calling this a murder of democracy. They are saying it's bad in law. They are saying the election commission is a stooge of the BJP government in the center, that they have been bought over, that money has exchanged hand for this judgment to come out, for this order to come out. And you're saying that you're going to challenge it in court. 4 points that you're making here. Let me ask Sanjay Hegde whether the election commission's order today is bad in law. And I'm going to add an appendage to that question as well, Sanjay Hegde. When the matter was already in the Supreme Court, I understand the matter is about the disqualification of MLAs, but if the matter is in the Supreme Court, was it right for the election commission to rule on the matter of the symbol and the party name?
Stay. There was no stay from the Supreme Court on the decision. Secondly, the point is, I'm sorry, I seem to be having some trouble with my video. I'll just get back to it shortly. But let me complete the point. The point. Okay. The point is that the election commission is the last. Person, the last authority on conduct of elections, and in matters of the symbol, it was before the election commission. The election commission was within its rights to decide, but it has left a sour taste in the mouth, and the election commission's credibility, I think, has taken a hit.
Why do you say that? Why do you say the election commission's credibility has taken a hit?
Of course it has.
I ask you this question, Mr. Hegde, because I ask you this question, let me qualify my question. I ask you this question because 76% of the MLAs of the Shiv Sena are with the Shinde faction. Most of the MPs, 17 of them, again, more than 17 actually, are with the Shinde faction.
You do not go necessarily only by the MLAs. These questions have come up even earlier during the time of the Congress split itself. When the original Congress split from the twin yokes symbol that was between the Indira Gandhi and Nijalingappa, there were the twin yokes. Then the new Congress, the Indira Congress, got a cow and a calf, and the old Congress took another symbol. So normally what the election commission does in such matters is to give separate symbols to both parties and freeze the original symbol. That is the normal ruling. So that it is not seen as having taken sides. It is not having seen as having tried to influence the electorate in any manner. Now, even for the by-elections, the Shiv Sena symbols were split. Were given both the factions were given different symbols. Now to say that this is the only party, and that people who were there in the original party are not there, that never is the original party. I do not think that this logic will finally be upheld. Even if it is upheld by the courts, it will ultimately be tested by the voter.
Okay. Give me a minute here. Gentlemen, can I just ask you for a couple of minutes? The Prime Minister has just about begun speaking at the Economic Times Global Business Summit. So we are going to go across to that for a bit, and then we are coming right back to this discussion. Back to the big story that we are tracking in Maharashtra, where the Election Commission has now ruled that Eknath Shinde's Sena is the real Shiv Sena, and he's got the name and the symbol of the Shiv Sena, which is the bow and arrow. Let me reintroduce our guest to you, Rohit Chandravarkar. Thank you very much for being here. Sameer Desai is leader of the Uddhav Shiv Sena with us. Sanjay Hegde continues to be with us, and Vishwas Pathak, spokesperson of the BJP, with us as well. Rohit, Sanjay Hegde is saying that, you know, what the Election Commission has done today is leaving a distaste in the mouths of people, in the mouths of voters. But again, the point I was making to him was this, and tell me if you back me on this. If he's the one running the government, if he has the maximum number of MLAs and MPs, then logically speaking, the symbol and the name would have gone to him. So the Shiv, you know, the Uddhav Thackeray's Sena can say what they want to, that we knew this was coming, etc., etc. Money has changed hands. But logically speaking, this is the sort of order that everyone should have expected.
Shreya, I think Shiv Sena's Uddhav Thackeray group also expected this kind of a thing because, you know, that's what has happened in a few cases earlier. I was just listening to Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis some time back, and he said that the election commission has gone with the number of votes that matter, the number of votes that have been cast for the group that belongs now to Eknath Shinde. So they are going by that arithmetic. As you know, law is up to interpretation. Everybody here knows it very well. And the interpretation can be done one way or the other. The EC has, I think, done an interpretation where, just like giving recognition to a new party, suppose Raj Thackeray formed a new party a few years ago. How did he get recognition? How does any party get recognition? It gets recognition by the EC on the basis of number of votes that it gets in a particular election. So the argument that Devendra Fadnavis was making is that EC in this case has gone with the number of votes that the Shinde group holds with themselves in the last elections, and on basis of that they have given this. Of course, the dispute will be on, and Shiv Sena, I think the Uddhav Thackeray group, I think, is planning to go to the Supreme Court over this. So again, the case will be pending. But the big challenge for Uddhav Thackeray, Shreya, with this, which I want to point out to your reporter, to your viewers as well as the panelists, is that the assembly session is coming up within a few days. Maharashtra's important budget session is about to start by end of this month, 27th, I think. In that, how does this decision count? Because will Eknath Shinde group now issue any whip in that session, and will Aditya Thackeray and other members of Uddhav Thackeray group sitting in the house, will they have to follow that whip? That is the crucial question. And if they don't follow that whip, will they be suspended? Because that is likely to be the next challenge that Uddhav Thackeray is going to face. So this is a massive setback for Uddhav Thackeray, what has happened today. And it comes as, it's going to come in multiples in the next few days, because the big challenge will be in the assembly. Then, of course, it will be facing the Mumbai municipal polls, because right now we are going to have some by-polls in Maharashtra, Kasbapet in Pune, Chinchwad in Pune, etc. There the matter is settled. They have been given temporary symbols, and they will fight on those symbols. But what happens in the BMC polls and the Pune polls and the Zilla Parishad polls that are going to come up? So it's going to be a massive battle for Uddhav Thackeray ahead. It's going to be very tough for him to go through all this, and it's going to remain a big challenge for him to hold the rest of his flock together, because he's now in a minority. So I think these are the two aspects. That what happens in the assembly, whether Shinde group now gets the power to push Uddhav Thackeray group to the wall in the assembly. That is the crucial thing to be watched. And what happens, of course, ahead of the BMC polls, Shreya.
Okay. Rohit, I'm sure you'd want to listen to this press conference. Sanjay Hegde, I'm going to request you to stay on with us, and Vishwas Pathak as well, because Uddhav Thackeray is just about beginning to address the press. We are going straight across to that.
केंद्रीय कायदा मंत्री बोलतायत, राज्यसभेचे अध्यक्ष बोलतायत, त्यांना न्यायमूर्ती नेमण्याचे सुद्धा आता अधिकार पाहिजे. मग असंच जर काही चालू राहिलं तर मी जे मगाशी म्हटलं की देशातली लोकशाही संपलेली आहे. लोकशाहीला भावपूर्ण आदरांजली वाहून आम्ही बेबंदशाहीला सुरुवात करत आहोत. हे बोलण्याचं धाडस तरी सर्व यंत्रणा घेऊन एकट्या लढणाऱ्या पंतप्रधानांनी दाखवला पाहिजे. आजचा हा जो काही निर्णय आहे तो अत्यंत अनपेक्षित आहे, कारण जवळपास 6 महिने ही लढाई सर्वोच्च न्यायालयात सुद्धा सुरू आहे. तिची आता 21 तारखेपासून सलग सुनावणी सुरू होईल. आणि मधल्या काळात मी आपल्याशी बोललो होतो की तो निकाल जोपर्यंत लागत नाही तोपर्यंत निवडणूक आयोगाने कोणताही निकाल देऊ नये.
I have spoken to you a while ago. Till there is no verdict of the Supreme Court, the EC shouldn't have given its verdict.
आकड्यांवरती ठरवायला लागलो तर मग मात्र कोणी धनाढ्य माणूस निवडून आलेले आमदार खासदार विकत घेऊन पक्षाचा सर्व होऊ शकतो. देशाचा पंतप्रधान किंवा राज्याचा मुख्यमंत्री सुद्धा होऊ
Political
शकतो.
parties only on the basis of elected representatives, then any person with money bags can buy out a party.
यांची एक केस सुरू आहे, नेमकी आता माझ्या लक्षात नाहीये, पण त्यांनी निवडणूक आयुक्ताबद्दलच शंका व्यक्त केलेली आहे की 24 तासात ही फाईल हल्ली कशी आणि यांची नेमणूक झाली कशी. मला आता असं वाटायला लागलेलं आहे
There is an ongoing case going on against the election commissioner Prashant Bhushan as to how he was appointed election commissioner in a random fashion.
चोराला राजमान्यता देणं हे काही जणांना भूषणावं वाटत असेल, पण शेवटी चोर हा चोरच असतो. आज जे दयनीय
Some people must be thinking that this is glorious, but a thief is always a thief.
जगातल्या सगळ्यात मोठ्या पक्षाची जी एक दयनीय अवस्था झालेली आहे त्यांना स्वतः लढण्याची हिंमत नाहीये. मी अनेकदा त्यांना आव्हान दिलेलं आहे की हिंमत असेल तर निवडणुका घ्या, अगदी लोकसभा पासून महापालिका तुम्ही एकत्र घ्या.
The BJP calls itself the world's biggest party, but they are in a sorry state of affairs. I challenged them multiple times to take elections, to conduct elections.
हे मिंदे गटाला दिलेलं आहे. म्हणजेच असं की कदाचित येत्या महिना 2 महिन्यामध्ये निवडणुका सुद्धा जाहीर होऊ शकतील महापालिकेच्या, कारण त्यांना कोणत्याही परिस्थितीत
announce the BMC elections in a month or two.
मुंबईच्या हातामध्ये भिकेचा कटोरा देऊन दिल्लीश्वरांच्या दारात उभी करायची आहे. ते जे काही त्यांचं स्वप्न आहे
They want to give a begging bowl in the hands of Mumbaikars and tell Mumbai
न सांगावं
at the doorsteps of Delhi Sultan
जे आहे
or
चिन्ह
Delhi
ते सुद्धा
ruler.
ते घेतील. पण मशालता पेटलेली आहे. जेवढा अन्याय यंत्रणांचा वापर करून तुम्ही आमच्यावरती कराल त्या प्रत्येक अन्यायाचा बदला महाराष्ट्रातली जनता घेतल्याशिवाय राहणार नाही याची मला खात्री आहे. ठीक आहे, आजच्या पुरतं तरी त्यांनी धनुष्यबाण सोडलेलं आहे. ते धनुष्यबाण कागदावरचं आहे, पण जे दुसरं खरं धनुष्यबाण आहे ते आजही माझ्याकडे आणि ते कायमचं माझ्याकडे राहणार आहे. ते तुम्हाला मी आता दाखवतोय. एकूण काय की अनेकांना असं वाटलं असेल की आता शिवसेना संपली. शिवसेना ही अशी लेचीपेची नाहीये. आजपर्यंत पहिल्या दिवसापासून तेव्हा सुद्धा आमच्याकडे एक निशाणी नव्हती. ज्याचा उल्लेख मी वारंवार करतो तोच हा धनुष्यबाण आहे. त्याच्यावरती कुंकू सुद्धा आपण पाहू शकता. हा शिवसेना प्रमुखांच्या देवाऱ्यातला आज सुद्धा आमच्या पूजेत असलेलं धनुष्यबाण आहे.
The bow and arrow that I am showing you right now is in the God room of my father, Balasaheb Thackray.
ती जी काही शक्ती आहे ती यांना दाखवल्याशिवाय राहणार नाही याची मला खात्री आहे, मला विश्वास आहे.
आणि हे bow and arrow and the power of this bow and arrow, the people of Maharashtra will show these people of the strength of this bow and arrow.
असेल रावणाकडे पण धनुष्यबाण असेल, रामाकडे पण असेल, पण शेवटी विजय जसा रामायणामध्ये
Ravan and Ram had Lord Rama had Dhanushyaban or had the bow and arrow, but everyone knows who emerged victorious.
विजय हा आता आपल्याला सर्वसामान्य नागरिकांना आणि मी तमाम अन्याय विरुद्ध जे पेटून उठलेले आहेत की अनेकांना हे मान्य नाहीये. हा अन्याय जो काही झालेला आहे, अत्याचार होतोय, लोकशाहीवरती
अत्याचार, they are not happy with what has happened.
हा छत्रपतींचा महाराष्ट्र आहे, अंध धृतराष्ट्र नाहीये. तो आपल्या डोळ्यासमोर लोकशाहीचं असं वस्त्रहरण कदापि खपून घेणार नाही. या निर्णयाच्या विरुद्ध आम्ही
the citadel of democracy been undressed like this.
आणि दुसरी जी अपात्रतेची केस ही तिथे चालू आहे त्याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा जर घटना मानून निर्णय लागला तर अनेक घटना तज्ञांनी सांगितलेले की निर्णय काय लागणार, 16 जण हे अपात्र होणार म्हणजे होणारच असं घटना तज्ञांचं मत आहे. हे मी
Many
आपल्याशी
constitutional
बोलताना
experts have opined that the 16 people will be disqualified.
काही लोक म्हणजे त्याच्यात एक केंद्रीय लघु सूक्ष्म का असेना पण केंद्रीय मंत्री आहेत, त्यांनी सांगितलं होतं आपल्याला द्या ब्रेकिंग न्यूज.
Central ministers like Narayan Rane
म्हणजे हा काही
had said that the verdict will be in our favor.
कारस्थान होते तर
How come?
पण या कटामध्ये केवढ्या मोठ्या पातळीवरची लोक
I
सामील
smell a
झालेली आहेत
conspiracy here.
हे सुद्धा आता जनतेला कळायला लागलेलं आहे. कारण आपले राज्याचे
But the people
उपमुख्यमंत्री
have
सुद्धा मध्ये म्हणाले
understood that
होते
it's not
की हे
any
धनुष्यबाण
small
यांनाच मिळणार,
conspiracy.
केंद्रीय
But
मंत्री
big
म्हणतात
people,
धनुष्यबाण यांनाच
big
मिळणार,
politicians,
मिळणार
and
आज
central
धनुष्यबाण
ministers
यालाच
are
दिलं
part of
गेलं.
this larger
धनुष्यबाण
conspiracy
पुन्हा एकदा
against
सांगतो,
us.
असं ओरबाडून तुम्ही घ्यायचा प्रयत्न केला तरी ते तुम्ही
No one
ओरबाडून
can
घेऊ शकणार
snatch
नाही.
the
कारण
bow and arrow from us.
शिवसेनेचं धनुष्यबाण शिवसेना प्रमुखांच्या पूजेतलं आहे. तुम्ही आतापुरतं तुम्हाला वाटत असेल आता तिकडे
This is the bow and arrow from
जल्लोष चालला
my
असेल,
father Shiv Sena Pramukh Balasaheb Thackeray's God room.
आनंद झाला असेल. शेवटी चोर तो चोर असतो, ज्याला स्वतः करण्याची काही मर्दानगी
The
नसते.
thieves
तो नामर्द
are happy now
म्हणून नामर्द
and they are joyous
तरी तो
and they are celebrating.
शकत नाही, हे सत्य आहे. त्याच्यामुळे आम्ही जोपर्यंत सुप्रीम कोर्टात जात नाही, कारण आता शुक्रवार आहे, लवकरात लवकर आम्ही जाणार, तोपर्यंत त्यांना धनुष्यबाणाचे पेढे खाऊ द्या. धनुष्यबाण त्यांनी चोरल्याचा आनंद
Let
त्यांना
them eat
मिळू द्या.
the sweet of this victory. Today is Friday. Till we go to the Supreme Court, let them enjoy these moments. Let our detractors enjoy these moments.
पण पुन्हा एकदा सांगतो की शिवसैनिकांनो, शिवसेना प्रेमीनो, कुठेही खचू नका. मी तर कुठे खचलेलं नाहीये. मी पहिल्या दिवशी सुद्धा सांगितलं होतं की ही लढाई
I will
आता
like to tell
शेवटपर्यंत
all
आपल्याला
my
लढावीच लागेल.
followers, Shivsenics and voters, don't lose heart. I have not lost heart.
आता विजयाशिवाय माघारी परतायचं नाही, एवढंच मी सगळ्यांना आवाहन
We
करतो.
have entered the
बाकी आणखी मला जे
battlefield
काही बोलायचं
and we are
असेल,
not
ते
going to
जे
return
तुमच्या
empty-handed.
समोर वाटलं तर
We are
पुढे
going to
बोलेल.
emerge
पण
victorious.
मला असं वाटतं ही चोरी त्यांना काही काळ पचली अशी वाटत असेल, पण ही चोरी त्यांना पचणार नाहीये. परत सांगतो की त्यांना शिवसेना प्रमुखांचा
this whole process.
चोरावं लागलंय, त्यांना शिवसेनेचं धनुष्यबाण
But they
चोरावं
had
लागलेलं
to
आहे.
steal everything. They had to steal the party's name, the party's symbol.
म्हणून हे नामर्दानो, तुम्हाला ही चोरी पचली अशी वाटत असेल तरी ती तशी पचणारी नाही, एवढं लक्षात ठेवा. आणि जनता याचा पुरेपूर बदला कोणत्याही येणाऱ्या निवडणुकीत
So people
घेतल्याशिवाय
are not going to spare you. You think that you must have digested what you have committed or what you have done, but the people are not going to let you go easy.
आज जो निर्णय घेतलेला आहे केंद्रीय निवडणूक आयोगाने, त्याचा परिणाम जो न्यायप्रविष्ट सध्या न्यायालयात चालू आहे प्रकरण, त्यावरती होणार का?
मला नाही वाटत. कारण ज्या वेळेला हा विषय आला होता तेव्हा आमच्या वकिलांनी सांगितलं होतं न्यायमूर्तीला की ह्याचा निकाल लागत नाही तोपर्यंत निवडणूक आयोगाकडे ही केस देऊ नका. कारण ज्या पद्धतीने निवडणूक आयोगाचे वकील हे तिकडे कोर्टामध्ये फळ पडतंय कधी, आणि आम्ही
Has not completed hearing the disqualification case. This case shouldn't be handed over to the Election Commission.
त्यांनी अंधेरीच्या पोटनिवडणुकीच्या आधी ही गडबड केलीच. परंतु शेवटी न्याय संस्था ही स्वतंत्र आहे आणि आमचा न्यायमूर्तींवरती
He also tried to play this tricks before the by-election of Andheri. However, the judiciary is an independent institution.
त्यांच्या समोर ही केस चालणार आहे. प्रत्येक कंगोरा तपासून घेऊन लोकशाही
saying he's not disheartened. He's saying that I have the will to fight. I have not given up. So he's asking Shiv Sena voters not to give up either. Very importantly, Mr. Vishwas Pathak, spokesperson of the BJP on this show, Uddhav Thackeray is saying A, that he's going to the Supreme Court, but B, a thief will always remain a thief. Essentially calling your leader, the man on our screens right now, Eknath Shinde, a thief for stealing his father's legacy, for the name and for the symbol as well, sir.
I think despite of all these happenings, only God can save him, the way his arrogance and the way his frustration is coming out. See, last week he has taken one press conference at his own. And that time only his mind, we could read that he's going to lose before the Election Commission as well as before Supreme Court also. See, when this matter was referred to Election Commission, and rightly so, because matter of symbol as well as name of the party has to be dealt with by Election Commission only. When matter was referred there, he had gone to Bombay High Court as well as Supreme Court, that Election Commission should be restrained from taking any decision. High Court and Supreme Court both have rightly did not do so because it is the prerogative of Election Commission. Now, the matter which is going on in Supreme Court is about the disqualification of the MLAs, also the power of the speakers. So those things are being dealt with in Supreme Court. Look at what they are doing in Supreme Court. In Supreme Court also, with five judges bench, they are not satisfied. They want 7. They just want to drag it because they know what is the outcome.
Okay.
As far as floor of the House test is concerned, whether it is Mumbai case or whatever, it is always floor of the House decides. Therefore, from Supreme Court also, we are very confident that the floor of the House will decide who is the right and who is in the power. As far as Election Commission decision is concerned, I think it's a considerate decision. Majority is with Mr. Shinde, and the fact of the matter is that the way Mr. Uddhav Thackeray is frustrated, he knows that from tomorrow he cannot enter into Shiv Sena Bhavan, the historical Shiv Sena Bhavan. And it is mainly because of his own act. In 2019, when elections were held along with BJP in the name of Hindutva, people voted in favor of this alliance. But what he did, at last moment, he went to Rashtrapati Congress, NCP, and National Congress, betraying the mandate of public. And from that time onwards, Mr. Shinde and his followers were telling Mr. Uddhav Thackeray that whatever you are doing is totally incorrect. Please join hands with BJP, which he did not. So eventually, 50 MLAs, 30 members of parliaments, they came out and they...
No, what Mr. Shinde is saying... No, just a minute. Okay, sir, but what Uddhav Thackeray has also said is what the Election Commission ruling essentially means is anyone who has money can buy a party and a government. That is his charge coming in. The Uddhav Sena faction is very clear in the accusations they are making against the Election Commission, say that money has changed hands for this order to come out. They are also saying that it is completely undemocratic. They're going to be challenging it in the Supreme Court. They're calling this the murder of democracy. So some pretty heavy-duty words have been used by Uddhav Thackeray as well. I think we can go across to Shweta, our reporter who is live from outside Varsha, which is the Chief Minister's residence. Sir, give me a minute. Let me go across to Shweta. Shweta, of course, you know, this is a good time, a happy time for Eknath Shinde and his flock. We understand that. Could you tell us what is going on right now at Varsha and what we should be expecting next? We know, of course, what Uddhav Thackeray is going to do. He is going to the Supreme Court. But what about Eknath Shinde?
Well, absolutely, Shreya. Here it comes a great day for Eknath Shinde faction. I mean, two important and great news for them in the morning also. There was a great relief from the Apex Court on the divisional bench. And after this, we are also seeing that now in the evening, when it comes to Election Commission, now their order is in total favor of Eknath Shinde camp. Let me quickly give you a gist like what is happening through visuals. Like all the cameras are set and the CM is going to take PC here. Although just a short while back, we also have shown to our viewers the kind of celebration which has taken place outside Varsha. Not only exactly outside Varsha, but also in Thane, Ghatkopar, and the places what we can see the loyalists of Eknath Shinde, and of course people were cherishing Hindutva. And this is the line where we are seeing that people were out on roads with the flags and the huge celebration was going on. Yes, indeed, it is a major setback for Uddhav Thackeray camp. But yes, as far as the Eknath Shinde camp is concerned, it's total celebration. It's joy. Everywhere we all find is politicians gathering around. And remember, tomorrow it is again going to be a huge day where all the MLAs, including CM, will be heading to Wala Sahab Memorial to pay their tribute. So yes, indeed, a long day, of course, for Shiv Sena as whole party. But talking about the faction, one side it has been seen a great disappointment. But when it comes to Eknath Shinde, huge relief and huge success, I can say, as far as the Election Commission order has come.
And, you know, this is turning out to be a day of press conferences. Uddhav Thackeray has just finished his press conference. And what Shweta is telling us is that we are expecting Eknath Shinde, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, to now hold a press conference. So, Shweta, we'll be coming back to you. Let's see what he says. An initial reaction, of course, has come in. This really is a tectonic movement in Maharashtra's politics because the Thackray name has been delinked from the Shiv Sena and the bow and arrow symbol. Where does Uddhav Thackeray go from here on? Will be an interesting point to debate. I'll take that question up with our guests who are joining us this evening. But for the moment, I'm slipping into a quick break. Developments in Maharashtra. We're expecting Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde to speak to the press anytime now. Uddhav Thackeray has just finished his press conference. This after the Election Commission has ruled that the Shiv Sena name and the party symbol, the bow and arrow, has been given to Eknath Shinde and his faction. So he really is the real Sena according to the Election Commission. Of course, Uddhav Thackeray is saying that I will fight on. I'm taking this matter to the Supreme Court, also saying this is murder of democracy. Sanjay Hegde, I want to come in here. You know, as people who vote for the Shiv Sena, is this also an emotional moment, you know, as they see these developments that are happening through this evening? Is it your sense that someone like Eknath Shinde will be accepted as the Sena Pramukh by traditional Sena voters?
Well, my knowledge of Bombay is from the old days, but I am enough of a Bombayite to tell you that ultimately the Bombayite gave a kind of power of attorney to Balasaheb Thackeray. Now, whatever be the situation, I do not see Mr. Shinde taking over the Balasaheb legacy in Bombay. Maybe he would have a certain legacy in Thana and the other expanded areas. So, also, people have not taken kindly to Bombay being ruled either from Ahmedabad or Surat or from Delhi. So, if these are the factors that influence a voter's mind, so be it. There is also the overall cloak of Hindutva. Whether that influences the voter's mind, so be it. So we are looking at interesting times. But as far as the Election Commission's decision is concerned, normally where you see the ANNA-DMK right now, the OPS-EPS fight, even there, both factions were given different symbols. Different symbols happened, as I told you, in the Congress. And this kind of thing at a particular point of time, I should think would lead people to say that the Election Commission is as independent as the Enforcement Directorate.
Is that an unfair remark, Rohit Chandravarkar? You know, of course, the independence of the agencies in this country, investigating agencies in this country, is under a huge cloud. I think as citizens of this country, we all understand on whose directions they work. But to cast aspersions on the Election Commission, they have given a 76-page order and they have listed out their reasons. At one point, they are saying that the Shiv Sena is akin to a fiefdom, that their entire constitution is undemocratic. It was designed in a way to keep a coterie in power. And they are saying that the decision that they have come to is a unanimous decision based on how the people of Maharashtra have voted.
Yeah, so Shreya, as everybody on this panel very well knows, the Election Commission is a quasi-judicial body. So it's almost like a judicial decision whenever they declare something. I very much agree with Mr. Hegde's point about the symbol, for sure. Because whether it was Congress party in the early, late 60s, 70s, whatever, or some regional parties in the recent times, whenever there has been a split, we have definitely seen that the original symbol has been frozen and new symbols have been given to the factions. That's what happened in case of Eknath Shinde and Uddhav Thackeray camps earlier, right? One was given a torch and other was given a set of swords. something like that. So as far as the symbol part is concerned, I agree with Mr. Hegde's views and his vision. But the thing is, this thing about how many MLAs are with whom until the next election happens is something that I think is weighing on everybody's mind, whether it is the Supreme Court that is also kind of hearing the thing repeatedly, and there are many hearings going on, etc. Because generally, if you see in this country, the view that the courts take is that any decision about majority should be done on the floor of the House of any assembly or in Parliament, and the judiciary should not interfere in that. That is what the precedent has been. So I think they are going by that. Now, if you saw Uddhav Thackeray speaking right now, just coming to your question, which you asked to Mr. Hegde earlier, what will the people of Maharashtra do? See, the Shiv Sena, in its essence, is a party that runs on emotions. So what you saw Uddhav Thackeray doing today is, again, for the 100th time or 500th time this year, pitching out an emotional appeal saying that whatever EC has done, the people of Maharashtra will teach them a lesson, etc. Will that happen? Will that not happen? We can't really predict right now because those are the election results that nobody can predict. The question, of course, is whether the legacy to Bala-Saheb Thackeray should be run by his family and his son and grandson, or it is open for anybody in the party to take over. That is the question, and you can look at it in a democratic point of view. You may think that it's not really just for the family itself to hold the party all the time, the command of the party all the time. That is also one view that might come out in all this.
That is a legitimate
Just
view
a quick
as well.
intervention.
Why should the family hold the party? Sanjay Hegde, I'm completely out of time. Completely out of time, sir.
Just a quick intervention.
Okay, go ahead.
This logic, when applied to the Congress side, we would see very, very interesting consequences. And this kind of logic, when applied to so many family parties all over the country, would cause such a churn that it might be very difficult to control.
So I think the public has to decide. I mean, this will be decided by the public, right?
And we are seeing that churn. And we are seeing that churn. Yeah, and we are seeing that churn in the Shiv Sena. For good or bad, we'll just wait and watch. We'll leave it there for the moment, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Completely over on the show.